Hello and welcome to the OMO Podcast. I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
And I'm Ryan Dunigan. And don't have a set topic today, but we had 30 minutes to kill, and it was also like, well, I don't... this is going to be the last episode we do on American soil, for me at least.
Yeah, exactly. So
for a while at least.
Or at least the last one we do in person for a good while, too. So it's like, better get a podcast in, even if it's just a short one or something like that. And once again, we're going to go old school like we have for the last couple episodes, where it's just straight up microphone. It's classic audio-only podcasting, the way that God intended, the way that Thor intended. You know what I mean? Keeping it pure there.
Buddha, Crumb, whoever
you want, but the way that they all intended. None of this video thing that becomes a new thing. Even though I know we're doing that, but whatever. But it was funny. I was showing Ryan my Venus flytraps that I kind of had. I'm like, well, I gotta make sure I water these before I go to the Comic-Con. God forbid that they get left alone or anything like that without
take over the whole house.
Yeah, exactly.
Audrey 2 shit happens.
Yeah, exactly. All these things are just like, feed me, Spencer, feed me all night long. One of those things. But then I was thinking, I was telling Ryan, I was like, I bought these in Nevada, and then I brought them on over back into California. And I remember when I was crossing the border, for anyone who doesn't know of the California thing, California is very specific that they do not want you bringing in fruits and vegetables from other states. Like, they literally have border patrol at, all the main, highways. Like, whether you're coming in from Oregon, whether you're coming in from Nevada or Arizona or something like that. It's probably, I don't know, Hawaii, but that's on a plane.
Well, I remember it being, because I was at one point in a long-distance relationship before this podcast, and she lived in Oregon. So going into Oregon, be like, oh, whatever, just drive by, then coming back into California, whoa, hold the fucking phone. Where the fuck you going? Like, I'm through here. You know where you're going? Like, California? Yeah, that's who soil this is. Like, I'm from California. Oh!
Where'd you get that fucking banana on your seat over there?
Yeah.
What's for breakfast? Was it California breakfast? Yeah. Or was it a dirty Oregon breakfast?
California. All right, get fucking going.
Yeah,
they put their safety back on.
It's one of those ones that I'm like, I wonder if I can, it's not that you can't buy Venus flytraps in California, but I just said, I found these ones in Nevada, and I was like, well, I'm taking them home. And now it just makes you kind of wonder. I remember I was like, I better hide the Venus flytraps before I go through the border crossing.
Well, now I'm just wondering, are you sure you
don't take my children?
Do you still want to post this? Like, maybe by the time you get back from,
Yeah, someone's going to bust through and be like, he brought an unclaimed plant in.
We got him.
He's got it record. He's got record evidence here. Though I will say, the last couple times I've crossed the borders, I haven't seen anybody in the booths anymore. It's obviously, California's just not... They're like, we need to cut some money at. Mm-hmm. Our border patrol for fruits and vegetables.
If a couple of Oregon bananas or a pair of nunchucks makes it across the border, I guess we got bigger problems.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know what? We're going to build a wall so people weren't throwing over fucking avocados over there.
Wait, California's building a wall? Yeah, we're not liberal on everything, all right?
We keep the fruits and vegetables pure here, damn it. I don't want somebody coming in, bringing in something from, the deep south, you know what I mean? Some collard greens ain't coming into California is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm going to miss California. I'm going to miss it, but at the same time, there's it's still, there. It comes in waves. Feeling like I'm actually leaving, then it feels like to me right now, I'm just there's the times where I started a new job and I had a few extra days off, so I come up and visit for a little while and then go start my job. It feels like that. But it's not that. I'm moving to a different country.
Yeah, so it's like a real far away job. Mm-hmm. Well, there's that thing too, because I just noticed, because in recent times, many people have decided to leave old California. And they've decided that other states, whether they be Texas or Arkansas or Missouri,
Arizona,
will offer, greener passages. And sometimes I think there's that kind of thing that, I'm not saying that, everywhere else is cool, but sometimes I think it's that one, sometimes when people leave California thinking that, the grass is going to be greener on the other side. I'm not. Yours is a different situation. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying it happens. Yeah. They kind of fall in there where, I think that's the thing is everybody kind of gets out there and they go, it's really, what problems California might have. Well, these other states have problems in different sections and so on like that. I feel like it's like so many things in life. It's a pro and con sheet and it all equals out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I could also see it being something to the effect of we have friends that have moved on to other areas, but the thing is, if you have family or a link out there, cool. But we've known people who've gone somewhere with no nothing lined up other than like, oh, they got cheap property. And they get out there and they get the house, like, all right, now what? So, I mean, I'm sure they could still find something or make a life out there. But I know multiple people that had that situation. There's just cheap property. Like, we got to get it now. And then they get there like, oh, that's all it is. It's cheap. Oh, it's cheap for a reason. Fuck.
Yeah, you don't realize that. Or it's like, I remember even like when I lived in Tennessee, one thing you don't think about, you're like, oh yeah, okay, prices are cheaper there and so on, property and renting and all that stuff. But then it's like, they tax the grocery store at like 7.5%. And you're like, well, you don't get that in California now. And believe me, there's one thing you're always going to be buying. It's groceries. So when you buy $100 worth of groceries and you have to pay like an extra 7% or $7, you kind of like, oh, this adds up kind of quick.
Somewhere, I mean, I don't know if I could live there for a long time, but maybe in parts of it. Even though I probably don't align like politically with a lot of it, I really like Texas. Texas was really cool.
Yeah, I've always liked. Well, I like Texas. I always seem to like people from Texas. They always seem to be kind of cool people whenever you meet someone from
very
there.
Friendly a lot of
yeah
times.
A lot of times very friendly. Well, that was what I liked about like Tennessee a lot, is like everybody was fucking friendly. Like that was the one thing that was kind of cool, is like there just wasn't really like, we're like, that's what I will say, it sounds like the one thing in California is there is places where not everybody's. San Francisco is a good example where like people on the street there are not always going to be very friendly to you. They're going to just like blow you off and so on like that. When you're walking around like in Tennessee, like everybody's like saying hello and so on, and having a good time and whatnot. And, not saying you're not going to find an angry person there and something like that, but sometimes there's just some places, like in certain places, I mean, it's probably because it's like business sections, because that's what I was thinking about in San Francisco. Once you get to the business part, it's like, out of my way, I'm doing my thing, fuck you.
Yeah, well, no, there is that thing. I'm like, because I lived in San Francisco for like 6 or 7 years, and I really liked it. However, there is a lot of elitism there, and there is a lot of kind of like, that, well, I'm working, and I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that,
Yeah,
so there that does exist.
Like that fast pace, I guess, It's not fucking island lifestyle.
It's not everybody there, of course, but there is definitely, you notice it, especially in certain parts of town. But, as far as, like, like South goes, like, people in New Orleans, people in Texas, I'm just saying places that we went to on our honeymoon, because we had a road trip from Austin to New Orleans and then back to Austin and hitting up small areas along the way. And, that was like just a really like people like there may be like brush shoulders one or two kind of assholes, but no one really. Everyone was really nice, but there was that thing would say, "Where are you from?" And you're just like, "Oh fuck, here it goes." You kind of once you brace yourself for it, like California, like oh back of the line.
Well, I remember I didn't have to say that. Like I would just like walk into somewhere and be like, "Cali," and you're just like, "Who? That guy?" Like, "Oh me." Oh, we don't even call ourselves Cali in California.
Shut the fuck up. I smell the avocados under your fingernails.
Yeah, it's like one of those ones. Like I felt like, I mean, great, I guess if you have long hair, then maybe that throws up a red flag.
He's either Californian or gay. Or both.
Yeah, well, what if I'm kind of like, what's his name? Well, the long-haired redneck guy, what's the country singer, outlaw. It's too late at night. I can't think of these things.
Not Willie Nelson.
He's one of Willie Nelson's friends, though.
I'm drawing a blank, too.
Yeah.
Well, Willie Nelson had ponytails. So
yeah, he's got ponytails, too, but, David Allen Coe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got that, like, long hair, redneck, like, song or whatever.
I'm sure if I heard it was, oh, this dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
On that note, I mean, I know I kind of hijacked it because I said Willie, but we went to go see on a whim Lucas Nelson. Stubbs Barbecue, the barbecue sauce. Stubbs?
Yeah.
They have a restaurant in Austin, and
I thought you were gonna say that guy on the cover was Willie Nelson's son.
Oh no, that'd be awesome. Willie got around. No, he they have a restaurant.
Old Stubbs Nelson.
They have a barbecue restaurant there. I'm guessing maybe it's originated there, their sauce. And they also have a music venue behind it. And we went to go see, we were looking at the wall of people who are really like, oh my god, Deer Tick, I think Deer Tick, Black Label Society, Wolf Mother, you know.
Yeah, so all kinds of genres.
Yeah. And then Lucas Nelson was just had me playing that night, and we were able to grab tickets. And everyone's just sitting there, like, he's good, he's good, I don't really know his music as well as I know his dad's music, but I was enjoying it. And then at some point, he's all like, I'd like to thank all of you for coming out. I also like to thank everybody on that balcony. My family's up there. Everyone just turns and looks like, is that Willie up there?
But push people out of the way.
Yeah, like the whole audience turned as soon as he said that, like looking for Willie. Like, no, he's not there. Okay. Or he's just hiding in the back, like, fuck this, I ain't going out there,
Yeah.
And then, like, or you just see a big, like, cloud of pot smoke. He's probably behind that,
Yeah.
And then, like, at some point, he's doing a cover of that Pearl Jam song, Just Breathe, which is a song Willie Nelson did with his son, also.
Huh.
So when he did that, everyone's like, Willie's coming out. Willie's coming out. He didn't come out, but still a good show.
Yeah.
It's gotta suck to be like, hey, man, I'm a pretty good musician. Yeah, but...
Get your dad out here.
Where's your dad at,
Yeah.
He still killed it, though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I always feel like that always is the tough one, is trying to... Especially for musicians, I think, almost even more than other stuff. I feel like there's... like, wrestlers can kind of get away with being, like, lineage a little bit easier, but I feel like when it comes definitely down to, like, musicians, I think there's that one where...
Because I think you got two things. You got, like, first off, did you work for it like your parents worked for it? Secondly... You have all the resources, so there's no reason why you shouldn't be as good as your dad or whatever,
Yeah, you got all the pure training. Like, one of the few ones that we've just kind of in the Willie category there is that it's like Hank Williams, because there's Hank Williams, and there's Hank Williams Jr., and then there's Hank the Third.
Fuck Junior. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge country guy, but I never really cared for Junior, but I like Hank Williams Sr., and you told me about the Third, how he plays, like, country metal. Yeah,
he plays, like, kind of country metal and all kinds of stuff. I actually saw him. He was actually, it sounds weird, I didn't realize this till, like, later on, but at Ozfest, like, when Phil Anselmo from Pantera had his band Superjoint Ritual, there was a period, like, right at that time where Hank the Third was playing bass in that band with him.
Oh, really?
So I was like, oh, that's cool. I mean, I didn't... Maybe it was mentioned there, maybe just like one of those ones. It was like most of you are just excited because you're seeing Phil Anselmo there, and then like, oh yeah, by the way, Hank the Third, which I would have known who he was probably at the moment, but it's like 12-year-old kid, you've been like, who? But later on, and then once you kind of like learn some of that, it's like, oh, he's actually got some cool stuff and everything like that. It's kind of interesting, cool that they can kind of keep that legacy going.
Yeah. Well, I could also see a lot of old-time, like, junior and senior fans being kind of like, he's going against the legacy. I'm sure you get those.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's probably what Junior did to, like, Senior, too. They're like, we want to be the old-timey, Like, what is this new crap, this new 70s style? I want you disco dancing out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always liked, I don't know. For me, I just found myself liking either old as shit country, or kind of like country, or like if it's newer country, it's shit you don't hear on the radio as much. Like Tyler Childers, he's definitely country, but he's not like that, like super panderish bullshit. Like all the boys round here, hey, drinking ice cold beer. I don't take no lick. I just like to suck. Like, yeah.
So many of those songs, they always sound like so super gay, and I think that's why I love Wheeler Walker Jr. so much. Because I felt like he knew that like so many of those country songs just sounded like as gay as all can be, so he just kind of took it and just turned it up to 11.
I sucked another dick last night.
Not saying that's wrong.
It's the Wheeler Walker sing along.
I'm still so bummed that like they had Wheeler Walker playing in San Francisco. I bet you that would have been such a fun concert.
That would be, what's the one song they're all going out looking to get laid? They can't get anything, so on the way home they just jerk each other off and slap a high five.
We blew our loads and felt all right. Just another old fashioned fucking small town Saturday night. That stuff's so much fun and so funny there. But I feel like that's like to me like that captures like the essence of what I think country is Wheeler Walker Jr.
Well, at least he's honest about it. I mean, you do have, and plus it has a little bit of that kind of like. I mean, you listen to any station long enough, you could put on some, like, poppy country bullshit, and if you listen to it long enough, you'll be like a few songs, I kind of like this one. But majority of newer country is just, like you said, just kind of like that super panderish bullshit. But
where it's like you get the pop country where it feels like it's I always call it Beverly Hills country, where somebody wakes up and they say, "Hey, rich dad,
it's my new truck."
Yeah, buy me into country in a sense.
Yeah,
and I feel like it happens with a lot of the female singers too, where it's like they're like not even from the country. They're just literally city kids. Mm-hmm. They just buy their way into country. It's like one of those ones where it's like,
Well, I guess that's the thing about a lot of like your Johnny Cashes and your Hank Williams and whatnot.
Your Chris Christophersons.
Yeah, you could probably name more than me in all honesty, but it's just kind of like, oh yeah, my daddy got eaten by a wheat thresher today, and now it's on me to feed my mama and my 12 siblings, 8 of which have polio, so it's kind of like that and like, oh, by the like the tax man's coming, but I got my gun, that kind of shit,
Yeah.
So.
No, I like those kind of ones like that. I think that's just kind of the cool section of country, which for anybody who's kind of been opposed to country, if you check out that 60s, 70s sort of like outlaw section of country. I think there's something cool about that.
Well, it's also weird because you don't think about it now, but I mean, everything, I mean, it happens in waves, but everything at some point, we always use this term, but everything at some point is kind of like the punk rock of the time.
Yeah.
So at one point, that was probably a little bit more the punk rock, then it became like old-timey blues, and then rock and roll, and then actual punk, and then, you know, hip-hop and rap. So
yeah.
It just goes, and so whenever I try not to be the guy who's wagging his finger at the kids, because like maybe not all these people will be around in like 10 or 20 years, but some of them will be, and I don't want to be the guy like, this isn't music, what is this, you know?
Yeah, you don't want to be like, it sounds like a bunch of cats getting killed or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, because, you know, at some point that's just like, it was like the turnaround, but then there is like, I feel like there's always like, in a sense, the kind of the junk toss-away music.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, I'm sure if you go looking for it, I'm sure you can find it, and it's probably in the lyrics. But I feel like most newer music that the kids like or whatever, if it's not like hip hop, it's usually like a lot softer, and even a lot of like hip hop and rap.
Well, a lot of hip hop and rap nowadays is like, because it's funny, like I just always think of like if you want to do like a DJ concert, sometimes you like play music for the kids, and the kids pretty much is like you're doing this stuff. It's like, God, this stuff's so soft and weak, and then like the drunk parents show up, and then it's just like they're like, you know, they want like fucking like late 80s, 90s like hip hop where it's just real offensive and like, you know, like that. It's like it's funny that the parents are now more like almost like ludicrous than like the kids are. The kids are almost like, oh God, mom, like, you know, I'm just calm down with the swearing and all like that kind of music. You know what I mean? Like, come on, we just have one where it's about, like, you know, what's it like sitting in your room, you know, and just, you know, feeling a groove, and just, it's nice and easy. You got a warm blanket on, and the rent's paid because your mom's still there, and it's just all working out, you know?
I mean, Cream by Wu-Tang, that's a little aggressive, don't you think?
Yeah, because that's the thing is always, like, some of the stuff, it's like, you listen to stuff, it's like, it's weird because it's mostly for the, like, I felt like for like 100 years, it was probably always, probably longer than that, there was always that thing that, like, the next music coming out, people are like, what the hell is that stuff? It's like the devil's music, blah, 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 blah. And then now we're finally at a point where it's like, oh, it actually went backwards. It went softer in a weird way. Like, it got to about the extreme it could kind of get in, like, the 90s and 2000, maybe early 2000s, and then it just, you know, it's, you know, you don't have, like, you know, those real, like, hard-hitting, like, DMX songs or anything anymore now. It's like, oh, that's...
Well, you also probably, I mean, granted, I don't keep up with all the brand new
well, yeah, there's always got to be somebody. There's always somebody who probably, like, keeps the faith of anything.
Yeah, and I know, because there is, like, a friend of mine, he keeps up with a lot of, like, new upcoming, like, rap and hip-hop, and it was still basically all the kind of, like, I mean, not Tekashi 6ix9ine bullshit, but I guess, like, things, I guess, as offensive but better, you know? So it's still out there, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, and there's always going to be somebody.
Hopefully no one's fucking a 12-year-old, you know?
Yeah, so. But you never know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Weird stuff there, those kind of tunes and so on. I don't know.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to figure out, like... Actually, speaking on music, because I am going to the Netherlands, and there is this thing that I, like... Not sure if I ever told you this on the podcast, but there's this one station. I don't know what the fuck they're saying. It's another language. I'm learning the language still. But, like, one of Ava's favorite stations is just this station where it's just kind of like a station made for nostalgia.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, it's all over the fucking place. Majority of it is, like, you know, English songs. They throw a couple of Dutch songs in there. But it'll be like, I don't know what the DJ's saying, but it'll be like, okay, like, Can I Play with Madness by Iron Maiden starts to play. I'm like, fucking right on. Okay, cool, right on. And then it's all like, boom, tap, boom, ba-dum, bam, ba-dum. Like, what the fuck is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, no, what? You're playing Lou Bega right after Can I Play with Madness?
Yeah.
Are you seriously fucking doing that? And then it jumps over to a Selena song. Then it jumps over to, like, a Celine Dion song, okay. And then it jumps to fucking Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck is it? So it's a station that focuses on nostalgia. Like, are people nostalgic for Lou Bega?
They probably are in
They
Europe.
probably are some.
Well, the one thing about Europe, because this is the one thing that I've always noticed about Europe kind of over everything, or over, like, the U.S., is that in Europe, music's a lot more appreciated, I think. And it's not so segregated like, in America, it'd be like people, when they like their fucking, genre, it goes like tunnel vision. And God forbid something comes in that, it's almost like the classic, like, deathcore kind of thing. Like, once someone gets into the deathcore zone, if there's clean vocals, the band's terrible. If there's this or that, there's all these, like, the fucking Boy Scout handbook of, like, heavy metal comes out, and they have to follow the code of conduct, and I feel like when you go, because that's why, like I will say, the upside of being over there is you're going to actually have all the good concerts, because no matter what, concerts are always better in Europe. Like, you look at the fucking lineups there and everything like that, and you're like, it's almost like one of those, especially Norway, Sweden, Finland, that area, like, they put, like, all the good bands you kind of want together, where in the U.S., they kind of do the thing where it's like, what, the kids are in the heavy metal? Like, well, fuck it is, just jam all of them in there, sprinkle some radio rock ones in the center, because that's really what we want. And it's going to be kind of a cluster, like, mess of things, where it's like, it's like, no, you're getting, like, the power metal, like, all day long, fest, or you're getting, like, all these other ones, where it's like, even like when they had the Ozfest, like, in England, the Ozfest lineup in England, though, granted, it's only, like, one day, so you could probably make it cooler than, like, a tour, but the bands were, like, so much more dialed in, I thought, over there, so I think that's the upside, is that Europe's always kind of been kind of better. It's like, Europe always feels like it's better for concerts and music, just not as good for video games, I think it's kind of changed as time has gone. There's just, back in the day, there was, like, a lot less stuff of that.
I think it depends. I don't know how strict they are with video game and with M-rated shit in the Netherlands. I know Germany's really bad.
Yeah, Germany has all the weird things, like you can't kill another person, like in a video game.
Yeah, it's like,
let me clarify that.
Oh, god damn it, Germany! Way to fuck it up for everyone.
It's got to have green blood. It's got to have. Even though I think that for some reason, like Wolfenstein finally got taken off their ban list. I think Germany's finally getting.
No, you don't get it. You're killing Nazis. Like, no!
Yeah, like, you can't show Nazis in anything, which that always seems like a dangerous one, because that seems like the ones, like, if you hide it, then it might return,
I mean, well, it's also, I'm not sure.
I think those ones, they're kind of like, oh shit, they have the internet now.
Well, I think it might be that.
They have American friends that are notorious and dirty.
Yeah, I'm afraid, like, they'll check my bags. Like, what are you bringing with you? Like, got M-rated games here. Like, what's Red Dead Redemption 2?
Windows 3.1 floppy disk? What are you planning on doing with this, son?
You got Doom on this, don't you?
Yeah.
Oregon Trail, what's that code for?
Yeah. Smells American.
And actually I did bring a bunch of little miniature American flags to give to everybody as I make my way through the country, so here you go.
They're the kind of restaurant, so I'm just going to walk around on everybody's, like, meal. I'm just going to place a little American flag just to bring a little taste of home.
Just plant it down, like, in the middle of, like, their, like, casse souffle, like, enjoy that freedom. Just walk on.
Yeah. I'm going to spread a little bit. I know you guys don't know what this freedom's all about, but, as an American and a higher class citizen of the world, I'm going to let you know in a little secret here. You know what?
Just give American flag, pair of jeans, some Reese's. Congratulations, you're a first world country.
And here's the thing. I brought the hard stuff in. You know what? Make sure there's no popos looking, but here. Come over here. Pull it like... Got the Mountain Dew. You can't get this here. You'll never get this, but this is all American right here. If you ever want to taste what American dick tastes like, you drink some of this Mountain Dew. Oh, it doesn't taste like dick. Don't look at me like that.
That's the reason in Cell over here, they called it the cock of America.
It's just an ass, like, just a giant penis that just, like, shooting Mountain Dew, like, ooh!
It's just a fucking, like, bald eagle wing spread. Like,
a giant fucking cock. It's all green and veiny. It says, do the do.
I want a tattoo of that now.
I still think I think you should really see what happens if you try to smuggle in a Mountain Dew thing.
I think the eagle should also be, like, firing off, like, 2 AR-15s. And it's like claws or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's talons, yeah.
It should have like a do-rag bandana on, like a biker. With like flames going up the side or something like that.
Don't tread on me or something written on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, in all honesty, most of the brands we have here, they have there. There might be small differences, like Doritos over there taste a little different, but I think because they have their own, like, not the FDA, but they have their own food regulations. Like, let's make this shit a little more healthier. Those Americans can't help themselves. We're gonna try and do something about that.
I think it's like in Europe, you can't have GMOs in anything food-wise.
That might be it.
And I think that's kind of where maybe not England, because England's kind of different, but I think everywhere else is one of those ones, like, that's, like, the biggest thing I remember is just, like, the GMOs, like, are in there, and that's, you know, what makes up all the stuff. Macaroni and cheese, Mountain Dew.
Well, I am worried about, like, the only thing that I'm really kind of worried about is, like, M-rated games. Like, can I still get, like, a standard M-rated game there? I'm assuming I can.
Yeah, they're going to edit it down at all, you know. So, cause there's always those things, you know, when you watch, like, I always think those videos are kind of interesting where you see, like, okay, here's the censorship of, like, let's take this one game and show it for, you know, all the different versions that came out. And sometimes it'll be, like, one of those ones you'll see, like, some countries where it's like, what the fuck? Like for some reason, Resident Evil 4 is actually more edited in Japan than it is in the U.S.
You wouldn't assume that.
No, exactly. You know, and then, like, you know... And then there's other stuff, too. But then sometimes, like, some of the European ones actually have better versions, though, too. So, I don't know.
I guess I'll find out when I get there. I
think this day and age is not as bad as it was, like, say, 20 years ago. Like, 20 years ago, there was some weird shit going on. Like, and, you know, there's just certain versions that were different and what have you. And, of course, you would have had to get a completely different system. You know, you'd have to get a PAL system and all that stuff. I think nowadays, I know if, like, the Switch, you can... Because I have PAL games and Japanese games, and the cool thing is now they allow, like, finally, after years and years, you can just shove any cartridge you want in there and it just works.
Well, worst case with the Switch, I could just play that, like, handheld and get, like, a wall adapter. Worst case scenario for that.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you could still go to the store and buy a cartridge.
Oh, yeah, that too, yeah.
Yeah, that's
well,
what I mean.
I think by now the Switch is all region, luckily.
Well, that's, I mean, it is all region. Because I have European games and I have Japanese games on it.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, it's, like, that's kind of cool. I don't know about, like, the PS4 and PS5 and all that stuff.
We'll find out one way or the
you'll
other.
you'll just find out, but
I just might have to get a Dutch PS5 if not.
Yeah, get the PAL one.
In like 5 years, and they become more available when, you know.
I know. I still just kind of wait for one to come out in the wild. That's all I really want. It's like I don't want to be put on a list or anything. I just want to capture one, like I just stumbled upon it, you know, random battle. I was in some tall grass in like the Walmart or something like that, and
throw a rock at it. Fuck! Why'd I do that?
Yeah.
Why'd I throw a rock?
Now it's angry and it ran away. Oh, there it goes. I knew I should have used the bait.
Yeah.
But that's just what I kind of waiting for. Just, you know, at some point it's just going to appear and it's just going to be there. People kind of like to tell me that they appear, but I don't.
Well, I saw it kind of like... we've talked about this before, I think actually like less than 10 episodes ago, but there's that thing where when you were younger, you would see something you really wanted, and you'd suddenly get that, like...
Dun-dun.
Like, yeah, you get the dun-dun, and then like a rush of adrenaline, like, okay, I gotta get that. Before but if I leave right here, someone else might see it and get some. I gotta make this quick. Okay, you know, like that kind of thing.
Well, you say yours first.
Yeah, I had that with the Switch.
Because
I wasn't expecting to get like there's a fucking Switch, you know, and then I got it. But then I had a little bit of that not so long ago because I was actually I didn't get it, but I was at a Best Buy and it was right before I was getting ready to move, and most of my stuff was already packed. And there was like a PS5, but like a couple of PS5s behind the counter at checkout. And I'm like, those are probably reserved. At the same time, I don't want to tempt myself right now and spend like, it's going to be like a rough thing that's like, hey, honey, walking in like $600. I know we're saving, but, you know.
This is more important.
Exactly. You get it, right?
I mean, that's what I would have said, but.
Yeah.
Let's just say this. They're probably the diskless drive ones. You know, you don't want the fucking dirty.
Yeah.
You want to shove a Blu-ray in there and everything once in a while.
I want to know like some like... I want to know that, like, when the world ends, I can still get a generator and play this thing. I don't need, like, to download it.
Yeah, let's be honest. So you probably can't play the games. You can watch your movies, but...
Yeah.
Because I feel like the games haven't been on the disc for such a long time.
Oh, that's true.
You know, but...
You just install them by now, basically, right?
Yeah, well, I know for a fact, ever since the Xbox One, because I remember the Xbox One was one of those ones, like, every disc you'd put in there, it's like, the game has to download for 24 hours? Well, that's telling me that it's definitely not on the disc.
Yeah.
Even though I have the disc here, like, even PlayStation ones, at first they were kind of on there, but then it's like, oh, but it still needs, like, a 20 gig, like, update patch. Well, of course it's not going to work without that.
Yeah.
You know, so there's always that, but yeah, it's like, I feel like you want the disc drive one. You don't want to cheapen out and spend that extra $100 less and then realize you're like, crap, I can't put, you know... Every once in a while, a lot of times I find the disc games for even cheaper than, like, the digital ones.
Yeah, I noticed that, too.
That's almost like the main thing. It's like I kind of almost nowadays prefer to have the digital ones in a weird way, just because the disc ones nowadays just feel like you don't really get anything but a disc that just is there just for a license agreement only.
Well, I feel like I'm almost like a Nintendo hermit by this point because I'm up to date with Nintendo shit, but other things I'll come to your house and I'll see the amount of games you have downloaded onto it through Steam or whatever. I'm like, wait, what? Or like Game Pass or whatever. I'm like,
all those ones, yeah.
I'm like, you can just get this? You don't have to wait for them to come out with some special edition, and then like they take it off the market after 3 months? No, you can just go and get it right now. What a concept! Wow.
Yeah, it's just like one of those ones. It's like that. It still blows my mind, like the Game Pass and all the things you can do on it and so on, and just I mean, it's you combine that with like the PlayStation Pass nowadays, where the hell they call that, the PlayStation Plus version of it, and it's just like shit. You got games for like days, you know what I mean, and like you have more games than you can almost even like finish. Granted, you don't have like total classic games, but modern game wise, you're like totally up to speed on that.
Was it Game Pass that had like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 on there?
No, I bought those ones on Xbox.
Okay. I might just have to get an Xbox because, I don't know, I always like my PlayStation more, but I might have to just get Xbox because, unless you can get those on PlayStation. Because I do a retro gaming podcast, and it's going to be a lot easier. I don't want to do Nintendo shit all the time, so.
Yeah, I still recommend the Xbox really heavily. Like, it's like, it's one of those ones, like, I felt like with the Xbox One, that was the one where I used to describe the Xbox One as one of those ones, like, I had the Xbox One, but everybody else was talking so much smack on it. But it reminded me, like, when when you got, like, one of those friends in life where, like, you like the guy, he's a good guy, but at the same time, he just does a lot of just stupid stuff and dick stuff, and then everybody else kind of, like, that, and then after a while, it's like...
think about the same person.
You get to that point where you kind of go... people say this and that, and then at first you're kind of going, he's a good guy, and like this, and then after a while you're like, yeah, that is him, and that's him too. Shit, you're right. I mean, he's nice to me, but I guess I can't say anything. That's what I felt like the Xbox One was at first. Like all the problems kind of had, like you couldn't really defend him. You're like, yeah, that's true, that's there and there, and then slowly in the background, it's like it kept updating itself, and then like. It felt like without anybody ever saying anything, it's like, oh, this is starting to actually be better than the PS4. Like, and just like all of a sudden, it's like there's so many more things on here than the PS4 because the PS4 never updated itself. Realistically, it looks the exact same way that day one I bought it to like nowadays. Like I turn it on now, it doesn't look any different than 2012 on there. So it's like one of those ones where the Xbox could change a lot. And then so the Series X came, and I'm like, dude, the Series X is so dialed in. Like I'm not saying I'm once I run across a PS5, I'm totally getting it, but
yeah. We'll see. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna be a few months before I can even have a job, so I probably won't be buying a Xbox or a PS5 anytime soon.
Yeah, you can just milk the Switch for a good while.
They got some stuff coming out, and you got the new Pokemon game coming out.
I know that's like the one I'm looking most forward to. I mean, at the end of the day, that's why it's like there's that new Dragon Quest game actually looks kind of cool.
Ed Sheeran, I think I showed you part of the video, but Ed Sheeran did a fucking song for the and I was like, all right, did he just feel like I feel like doing a Pokemon song? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why I gave him like that's not really a good accent, but then I've read the thing like the song is in the game. I'm like, really? You guys spent some money and you guys got like a massive pop star to do a song for your game? I mean, they have the money for it now.
Well, it's always kind of weird too when it's like you didn't get a Japanese like one like.
It's probably a regional thing.
Maybe it is one of those ones too.
I mean, they like a year or two ago they put out like an album and they had nobody on it I cared about, but it was like a big album with a bunch of pop stars that each did like a song in honor of Pokemon, and the big song on there was a Katy Perry song. I mean, I didn't really.
Oh, I kind of do remember that. Well, I mean, as I said, like that feels like To Be a Master, like in the '90s. Mm-hmm. To Be a Master, let's be like it is kind of a goofy pop album, but like it's so nostalgic, awesome for me that I like it, and maybe that's what this Ed Sheeran song would be. And I'm not saying the Ed Sheeran one's not bad. It's just it seems weird. At first, you're like. That guy? I don't know what it is. There's like that thing when like some goofy pop guy fucking plays video games with, you know what I mean? You're like, well, I guess he could. He's literally like the same age as us, so.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that.
You know what I mean? For some reason, you feel like if he doesn't play metal or something like that, or he's into like hip hop or something, I just don't believe he plays video games.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd much rather have
country. Like, maybe he's into Call of Duty, but you know what?
Don't get me wrong. I mean, look. I mean, I think it's kind of cool that it's at this point of recognition because it was this thing that was dismissed as a fad that's going to be gone in 2 years. So I do think it's cool that one of the biggest pop stars in the world is doing the song, and he's at the age where I think he would have been. He's roughly our age, so I think he would probably be into it too. But don't get me wrong, I'd much rather have like Run the Jewels or like I mean, this is not a snowball's chance in hell or like Deer Tick or even Black Keys or whatever. They're big enough, But they wouldn't want to fucking do that,
I like when you said the Tom Morello one earlier when we were talking.
Who Tom Morello's Pokemon team be?
Yeah, well, we were talking about that, but we're just like what's that second to last Tom Morello band he was in?
Prophets of Rage.
Prophets of Rage. Like, yeah. I just love the idea of like the Prophets of Rage being like, hold on a second, guys. We got a cause we got to stand up for. Pokemon. Choose your starters.
I would definitely do that. Well, there's that one album of where it's Tom Morello and he just brings on a different like singer for each song. So
yeah. Yeah, I know there's that one and so on. But I just think like, there'd be so much just to have like the, in a sense, more like the Rockstar kind of thing of like where like you had them like as Pokemon and so on. Like that combination sounds just interesting.
That sounds cool. I mean, I don't know. They probably want something for their squeaky clean image. They probably.
I think so too. They're like we don't want Steven Tyler carrying a Pokeball around.
I mean, I can imagine just like they do like. There's that song "Rabbit's Revenge" on that Tom Morello album where Killer Mike is on that with a few other people, and it's basically a song about like when a cop comes up to an unarmed like black person and just like fight him back, just like fuck you, like I like there's a line like I refuse to be the next Mike Brown or something like that. So just like look, hey Nintendo, look what we made for you. Like we love the beat. We love the beat. There's just it's a little what's the word I'm looking for? Harsh.
Yeah, exactly.
A little too real world. Can we make it up? Can we throw in a lyric about Poliwhirl or some shit?
Yeah, exactly.
No, this shit's art.
Here, we're gonna pass it to be a master soundtrack to get you a little bit like familiar. Like
make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, exactly.
Like okay, they just put out a song more political,
Have you ever listened to? If you go on Spotify, this is something I like. They have the To Be a Master, but it's in the Spanish version.
Oh, really?
I've listened to it a handful of times. Like, when you like an album so much that you're like, oh, an alternative version of it in Spanish? Sure, I'm going to listen to that too. Because sometimes you just feel like changing it up, you know what I mean?
Oh, my friend James, who I do Octorock Tick. Oh, I can't talk about
Octorock Tick.
Octorock, I was thinking Deer Tick. Who I do Octorock with. He's Mexican, and he and his family would always go to Mexico and visit once in a while. And one time he came back with like the Mexican version of the Pokemon movie soundtrack, and it's all the same songs, but there's just like one extra on there, and it's the Pokemon theme in Spanish.
Oh well, this one, the To Be a Master one, they literally like dubbed the every single one in Spanish. So all like 12 songs or whatever's on there, they're all in Spanish. It's so cool.
Now I'm wondering if some of the names, if you do the Poker Rap, like what's the Poker Rap sound like in Spanish?
Sounds amazing. You should listen to it.
All right.
As I said, it's on Spotify.
It's a long plane ride, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Just stand up, come on everybody, sing! Like there is like some footage of some people like on a plane ride, and a bunch of Christians got up with acoustic guitar. Come on everybody, we're all gonna sing God loves you, and then like you see people like, are you fucking kidding me? Now I'm just like, come on everybody, Poliwhirl, Zapdos, come on, Articuno! Just get the whole plane going.
Yeah, just like the Christians there. I feel like this was some guys like, God, this is probably how 9/11 started. They weren't really going to hijack the plane until they saw this shit.
They were having some second thoughts, and then, oh, shit.
This guy gets up his fucking guitar.
All right, yeah, get out the box cutter.
Yeah, exactly. But, oh, God. That's the thing is, like, when someone does that, like, dude, like, it's like, no, not everybody's
especially on
into
a
your
fucking
stuff.
Plane where you can't fucking go anywhere.
Yeah, and the whole point of being on a plane is you're supposed to shut up and just do your own thing. Put on a movie, put on some tunes, read a book, whatever the hell you want to do, just don't make any sound. Mm-hmm. Like, quiet. It's quiet space. Indoor voices.
Exclusively, yes.
Yeah.
Well, long plane rides. We'll see what happens. I'm not planning a.
We should just do a podcast when you're on there. Just be like,
so we're
that guy.
That's got to be. You know what? It would get us publicity.
I bet you somebody's done that before too. But
it would probably get us publicity. Get enough cameras on us and be like, be dicks enough, and maybe even get like tased by like an air marshal or something. But be on like like the second or third story of like a Philip DeFranco episode. Be like, yeah, so some assholes were trying to do a podcast in the air, asked repeated times to.
The worst part too, it's just a one-way conversation, so you don't hear the other half.
That's of course a story. Now, what's your opinion? So.
Yeah, just like the long silence.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, you got time to kill.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably check that out eventually. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm more worried about it. I want to go my checklist of things no one else gives a fuck. But moving our dog, and I'm worried about the dog. I'm not gonna lie. But no, I mean, no, the dog's gonna be fine. But it's just one of those things. Just like. I just worry. My dog has separation anxiety, so I know the second I put her in a crate and she's being rolled away by a stranger, it's gonna be like, you fucker, you're leaving me! You motherfucker! I know that's
just what I heard. They all leave you! They all leave you!
she was left. She was abandoned, so she does have separation issues. So just the idea of having to put the dog in there and just see her get rolled away, and I know I'm just going to hear her barks and cries
Until
echoing.
the dog NyQuil kicks in.
No, we can't. You're not supposed to give him anything because...
Oh, I thought you're supposed to give him something that, like...
No, they can get a blood clot.
Oh, because of the air pressure.
So she's going in raw. Yeah.
Going in totally raw.
Yeah.
But you send her by ship. Gets there 7...
Take longer, yeah.
Comes out, he's got an eye patch on for some reason.
One peg leg.
Yeah, like what happened out there?
Somehow she looks kind of cute with the eye patch and the peg leg, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a puppy. I got a pirate puppy,
It was a rough trip on that, like, voyage.
Sit, just growls whenever I give her a command, like, you don't know the shit I've seen. You don't know what I killed a whale to get here.
Yeah, exactly. He was drinking a Red Bull and we killed him while he was doing it.
Some Pinocchio shit went down.
I don't want to talk about it.
Don't want to know how I got out of there. But no. Luckily, I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll find out.
Yeah, no, we'll want to find out. Yeah, I think that's always kind of the hardest part is that, yeah, it's the smuggling of everything over there. I call it smuggling, but...
Smuggling. Well, we do have a bunch of shit going on, like a crate that's going to be meeting us there, like, in, 5 months, so...
Yeah, exactly. It's going to get shipped off.
So, hopefully no canal, like, it doesn't get, stuck in the fucking canal again or some shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to kind of do that. Because that's almost, the hardest part is just, what can you take? You almost got to go pure minimalist now, which is the thing that everybody seems to be getting into. In
all honesty, most our stuff we didn't even take. The only thing I was a real hoarder about was my graphic novel collection, Mm-hmm. There's still, of course, stuff that like other stuff I put in there, but really in the grand scale of things, it wasn't a lot. Just a fuck ton of graphic novels.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the one thing I'm really hoarding about.
Well, something that's what I think about, it's sometimes people go oh, you let's say, I got lots of them. I've got a lot of DVDs, books, and, video games, but then when you break them all down, they're, fits in a smaller...
Yeah, well, it's also, I'm not going to lie, it's one of those things, I think I do have, a little bit of an addict personality when it comes to getting into buying something. Blu-rays and DVDs, there was that point where both of us were like, oh, I got to buy this movie. It's got the biggest movie collection possible. But then I was just like, I'm not going to get around to watching all these fucking things. And then after a while, I was just like, I have to really like a movie for me to get it, or it has to be a really weird, bizarre, hard to find movie.
Yeah.
But I have books I know I'm never going to read again, but it's for the collection. And
yeah.
I have the rest of this writer's work. Series up. Exactly. So, and that's just the thing I've just gravitated my interest on for the last 10 years. So...
I know, it's one of those ones, I feel like I'm still one of the few people that actually still buys, quite a bit of, Blu-rays and DVDs and so on still. I mean, not as much as I once did, but, I probably buy at least 5 to 10 a month always.
Majority of old movies I already have that I want. I mean, there's always a couple that get by you. Oh, Walter Hill made this? Okay, cool. But, majority of it's just new Batman movie, new whatever, so.
Well, most movies, I just can't, when I go to look for a movie, I can't find it on anything. It's I'll do the old-fashioned, you check the Netflix, the Hulu, the Amazon, and so on, and nope, oh, I guess I'm buying it. That happens to me, so often that, it's, one of those ones, it's just, I remember, I love that Rob Zombie said that podcast once. He says, all the movies I want, I can't ever find them on any streaming thing, so I have to always go buy them. Good, at least there's somebody else out there.
Well, that was...
that I can relate to,
That was Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. It's a movie I wanted to see for a long time, but I couldn't find it streaming anywhere. I'm like, well, I guess I'm buying this thing.
Yep. That's how it is. It's just all the movies I kind of want to see. It's a lot of times the stream, it's not that there's not stuff on there, but it's most times this is not what I want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
All the movies I want are all the rarer, I guess, and harder to find and out of print and all that kind of stuff. Then I also want the special features and all that good stuff, or if there's an extended cut, a lot of times you can't always get those on the streaming versions.
Or there's those situations where you let someone borrow something and you haven't got back yet, and now it's out of print. All original Evangelion and the first 2 Evangelion movies out of fucking print now. And now it's just
now they're $300 used.
And the rights of that are tossed up in the air, and it's just well, Amazon has the new movies, Netflix has the other ones, but not that dub. Fuck, So.
Yeah, exactly. So it's always that tough one. See, and that's what I always feel you don't want to lose those alternative versions and those kind of good versions of certain things that you can't always just find online in a sense as in a digital or a streaming version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's why I still just like having the physical. Plus, it's a Blu-ray just looks so much better than the streaming version of it. The streaming version always feels like you're watching like a good DVD, like one of those DVDs that has no special features on it. It's like probably like the rental exclusive one, but like they put the entire movie like on at least an 8 gig DVD. I mean, so it looks good, but it just doesn't look amazing like a Blu-ray does, or even a 4K Blu-ray and all that stuff.
Yeah. That's another aspect of it too. Also, just gonna be finding out what's streaming over there, what's not. What do I have to get a VPN for? You know?
Yeah, then you gotta do that kind of stuff too. But then you'll find some other stuff that you probably can't find here, because there's always that kind of stuff too, where like certain things will play in those kind of countries and they won't play over here.
Exactly. Well, there's certain things that just like for a while, just like everything was on Netflix because I was the only streaming service for a while.
Yeah,
you know,
and now it's all split up and so on.
But even there, so like there's
sometimes the other weird thing too is like you won't probably get certain new movies right off the bat, because sometimes that's, I know even Craig and like Project Savior and England has that. It's like their movies will get sort of delayed even in England. And you think England, center of the world, like.
Well, sometimes you think like, well, I notice like a lot of big American movies, not all, but sometimes big American movies. There's that period where they're going to China first, but then they're like, yeah, go on with the camera. We don't give a shit. Like, all right, fuck you. We're not bringing you to China first. I don't give a shit. And then like, you know, for a minute, they're like this last year or two, a lot of big American movies went to Europe or went to England at least before they went to America. Like Sonic 2 was in Europe, was in England before. Maybe it's also depending on, well, what's it up against that weekend in England or whatever, you know?
Yeah, well, besides, I think they have different distributors for like each one there, so that can sometimes switch it up. But yeah, it is kind of weird how. Do you think this day and age, because of the internet, you might as well just release it all at the same time? Mm-hmm. Well, it doesn't matter what it is. It's, you know, everybody's gonna be able to watch it at a weird time. You know, one person will get it at like the normal time. Everybody else is gonna get it at like an alternative time. But just release it all at once. You know what I mean? Just go for it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's like the same thing like video games is all like that. It's always kind of weird when you get those ones like, well, why is that just not released? You know, at the same time. You know what I mean? I get it was maybe like a Japanese game, and then like it's got to be translated and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, it feels weird because I know that this is like technically the last show we're doing, like on, at least I'm doing on American soil for a while. It just feels weird that it's gonna, because the flight's in 2 days as of recording this show, so it's just kind of like taking that in. You know what I mean? Because once in a while it's like, oh, we could do a live show together at your place or my place. What? That's cool. But now it's like, oh shit, I don't really know. You know what I mean? It's all starting to kind of feel a little more surreal by this point. Not in a bad way, but more of kind of like there's just like the things I haven't done. I mean, I know I'll be back. But it's going to be at least a year before I'm back, probably. So.
Yeah, well, it's because it's not cheap to go back and forth, you know.
Exactly. Also depends if I can leave with my visa by then. More than likely, I should be able to. So.
Yeah, so there's always that side. Well, it's one of the ones, like, it's more like an experience than anything else, and you'll see if you like it or maybe you realize America's better, you know.
Well, we even talked about there's a possibility of us moving back, but we're going to at least try and do at least 2 years there and see what happens. I might just decide to stay, or we might come back. We're just going to play that by ear. We're going to give it at least 2 years. So
yeah, it's one of those ones, you know. It's going to be the classic, you'll realize that California is still the greatest place in the entire world.
It's the reason why it's every other state's favorite state in the whole country.
Yeah, exactly. It's a reason why California takes care of the rest of the United States pretty much single-handedly, except for New York. But
it's the reason why whenever Californians move into another state, they welcome them with open arms. Yes.
And then the second that they turn their backs, everyone's thinking about how they can kill them in the sleep.
They get our properties. They get our property
and
taxes.
take their California gold, because they all know that all Californians carry gold on them.
We all have
you know that those 49ers, like, only like 1% of them ever found anything.
You're like, welcome to California, here's your gold. They just throw you a little like bag with the little brown bear on it with the flag.
It's like you're born with like place the gold on the child so that we know he's the golden California born one. Unlike that heathenistic Nevada kids.
Well, that's where you go to gamble it away. Because we don't do that here.
And put the ace of spades on those childs. Or Utah, where they put the Book of Mormon on them.
Gold plates there.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, you know, it also feels kind of surreal in a way of like, because I remember like, God, we were just like barely over 100 episodes. Like, wow, I'm moving to San Francisco. I don't know why I talk like this. Like, well, I guess it was almost 10 years ago, so I was probably sounding stupider. Like, wow, I'm moving to San Francisco. It's going to be a real big change. So, yeah, I guess I'm leaving the show now. It feels so weird. Bye. And then like 2 or 3 months of that, like, oh yeah, Skype. You know?
Yeah, there's a way to do this.
But now it's like, and we'll still do that. There's probably going to be, don't be surprised.
It's only a 9-hour difference.
There's a 9-hour difference, but it's also lining up times properly. So don't be surprised, folks, if there is like a week or two or a few weeks where we don't get one out there right away. But you got via VHS still going on, so.
Yeah, I got that. So we'll figure things out to kind of get it going. But yeah, there might be a little bit of a pause in between there. I'm getting kind of settled in, but it's, I don't know, podcasting nowadays, like, even like stuff is like, I always kind of realize, I'm like, you could literally just plug in a headset to like your phone and literally podcast almost anywhere on the go and so on like that. So there's that thing you always think about, like, oh, I gotta be next to my computer, it's got my webcam, and it's got all the blah, 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 blah. But then you kind of realize, it's like, you kind of get away with so many things that, like, that doesn't seem like the best way to kind of go, and then you're like, no, this is actually kind of cool. I mean, you got half an hour in your car or something like that, whip up your phone, put the headset on, boom, 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 and you're ready to go. Podcast away.
Yeah. Editing on an iPad is a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, well, if I'm going to edit, I'm only editing on a computer. I'm not editing on some, child's toy.
My PC's not coming. My PC won't be there for a while. That's something we had to ship, so as far as editing goes, I'll have to figure that out.
Were you able to take your laptop, though?
I have my laptop, but I haven't used that fucking thing.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean, it'll probably still work, but I haven't used that thing in, like at least 4 years, but we'll see, Anyway, it's as interesting as that is for people to hear, I'm sure, but...
Yeah, computers. I always like computers, but yeah, that's gonna be actually kind of the sucky thing is not having a computer for.
I could just borrow Ava's, but yeah, well, all this stuff.
But I mean, like for working on like comics and drawings and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be more just iPad focused for a little bit. I mean, I think
that's true. The iPad actually works pretty good for drawing.
For that, but not for editing. But I'll figure something out down the line.
Yeah.
Just say like, hey James, you edit it. You figure it out.
Yeah.
Between raising 4 kids, you edit a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're good at doing that. It's like sewing. Like back in the day, when like they thought they're like, well, women are good at sewing, so that's practically what film editing is. Just another version of sewing. So get them in there.
When you're done doing that, you can make my steak.
Yeah, exactly. Don't burn the film reel now. But yeah, so yeah, we'll figure that all out and so on, and it's where you can literally like podcast. Let's get podcasts on your cell phone. Like I've kind of figured it out. It's like, oh, it can work pretty well this way. I think
we can make it happen. But anyway, just wanted to get, even though we had no set topic, I wanted to get as overly sentimental as it may sound. I wanted to get one more episode with you while I'm still here in the U.S. And, just I'm gonna miss the U.S., but of course I'll be back at some point.
Just in case if you land and. And next thing you know, you got a Mountain Dew in your pocket that you didn't expect to be there, and next thing you know,
how'd that get there?
You're thrown in jail for 9 years for smuggling in a Mountain Dew.
I'm just going down. Like they like I think I got away, but the plane got flagged, and as I'm going down, I'm just seeing a bunch of like police cars on the runway. Like we got him,
Throw him in that Dutch prison.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Same prison Spider-Man was in.
Yeah, exactly. One of those ones, So there's always those chances. But, yes, till then, go to oldmanorange.com for more podcasts, comic books like Pizza Boys, all our old animations, and all that other good stuff. And, we'll get a podcast coming up soon. But, it'll be a little work in progress, maybe a little delay. But till then, I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
And I'm Ryan Dunigan.
And I'll see you some other time.
Later, folks.